Hi guys, it's Rita and I'm here with a fall ornament. I made a fall ornament. Truthfully, this can be adapted for any holiday and would be fabulous for Christmas, Valentine's Day, and perfect for Easter eggs. Anything where you've got a simple outline. I'm using basic craft paint, and it's Americana or Deco Art, and I picked some fall leaf colors, and I'm just going to make stripes right now. I do want the paint to completely cover the CD. This is a CD that I turned into sort of a canvas. I've got a video on that. I'll try to remember to link that below. I like to reuse CDs. They're cheap substrates and they work great, especially for something like this. So I picked some of the fall colors that I had that worked well for a leaf, because that's what I'm going to be working with. And I go in and I'm cleaning off my skewer. That's very important to keep your colors nice and clean. And I go in one direction and then I kind of haphazardly just go in the other direction. It doesn't have to be perfect. What you're doing with it, this becomes part of it. I did elevate that CD on top of a cup that I turned upside down to dry, and it takes about 12, 16 hours to dry, depending on your weather. This is one of those projects where you it took a while, but only because I had to wait for everything to dry. I didn't really work that long on it, so it was set it aside, let it dry, come back to it type project. I'm using a pastel pencil just to outline, and use anything that works for you for an outline. This is a die cut leaf, but a real leaf or a cookie cutter or freehand a shape. And once I've outlined it, I'm going to go in and sort of do some negative painting. I'm going to cut around it. Now later you'll see me really fussing with the background because I didn't like it. While we're here on this one, the first coat doesn't really cover very well. You are going to have to do several coats to cover the paint that you let dry, and it acts like it doesn't want to stick at first, but you just put it on there and the second coat goes a whole lot easier. One of the problems I had with the background was that it was too much of the same value as the leaf, so I cut out some of the fussing I did with it later when I started mixing with black, because I really did fuss a lot with it. As it was, it took me 3 coats of putting the brown on to adequately cover the background. I didn't want any of those colors showing through, and I don't know if it was just the brown I had was more transparent than I realized, but it did take me a number of coats, and then once I got it done, there wasn't enough difference in the value between the background and the leaf, even though the color was not something I used in my leaf. Wasn't happy. One of the things while I'm fussing with the background that I do want to bring up is that this could be very easily adapted for children. What I would do is cut out a sheet of paper that is the size of the CD, give them markers and let them just randomly color it, and then have them, or an adult depending on what age group you're dealing with, draw their picture and paint around it, or use a black marker or a different color marker to go around it and fill in the background, and that cuts a lot of the wait time out. Also, the next steps that I do, you don't have to do if you're doing this with a different age group, or you can do it. One of the things that is missing in here is what I actually did to the leaf itself. I go in and I outline. You'll see me doing that with glitter glue, and it's the kind that's in a little tube. I think it's Martha Stewart glitter glue. It doesn't matter what you outline with, you just want to create a barrier around your figure. Use anything that would work. Fabric paint would work for this. What do they call it? Liquid leading would work for it. That's fine. You just want to create a nice barrier. So make sure it's fairly thick and make sure that it is a barrier all the way around. What I missed the footage on, I don't know if I just didn't click record or what, I go in after this outline has dried and I fill in that entire leaf with diamond glaze. And you can use diamond glaze, crystal accents, anything like that that is going to dry clear, and it really makes the leaf stand out and super shiny, of course, and gives a lot of depth to the project. So I apologize for that again. I'm not sure if I didn't record it or I have so many video clips right now that I was having to edit together. I don't know if I just missed it. I know I didn't miss it. I don't know if I deleted it by mistake or something along the way. But the one thing I would say is do take some time with the outline on the leaf so that you do have that good barrier, so that when it's dry you can go in and fill it in with the crystal accents. So this next step that I do, which is not the crystal accents because I'm waiting for it to dry, I have glitter glue. I have a ton of it. I use it for ornaments. So I thought, you know, why not? I like the background. It's nice and dark now. It really makes the leaf pop. But it's an ornament. Let's go in and make it sparkly. So I go in with my glitter and do that. Again, this is not something that you have to do, but if you've got the supplies, go for it. Please use whatever you've got. The one thing I would say is I tried doing this with fabric paint for that background of the leaf. Nope. It looked like it was going to be fantabulous, but when it dried, oh my gosh, it created gaps between the different colors, and no, it was way too gappy. Now, what I'm doing here is after I've put on the glitter glue everywhere, I wanted to create kind of a framed effect, and so I go in and I'm daubing on a lot of glitter glue around the edge. If you're going to do this step with the glitter glue around the edge, go ahead and glitter glue everything because it helps it smooth out and it makes a nice border. And there you can see I elevate it to dry it, and there you can, well, you see that I've got the leaf that's filled in with the crystal accents now. I'm using polymer acrylic just to go in and add some shine, sort of finish up the front side of this ornament. Use glossy Mod Podge or whatever you've got handy. That's what I had handy, so that's what I used. It just gives a really nice finish to it. Now, here I fiddled with twine. If you have got some yarn that is the same color or that complements your ornament, that's what I would use. I messed up here. I thought the antique bronze was going to work. Nope. Again, I wanted everything dark. So I am coloring just regular household twine. Please use what you've got. I should have gone over and gotten some yarn. Actually, I like the twine because it's not fuzzy, but it was really a pain because I kept filling with the color. And I go in, I'm using antique bronze and walnut stain, and finally I just ended up daubing the entire string with walnut stain to get it dark enough to blend in with the background. In the process, my fingers now look like I'm dying because they are discolored from all of this. Use gloves if you're going to do this type of method. This works great if you've got an odd color. And there I am going with the walnut stain. I thought, well, maybe if I go for a mottled look. No, I ended up having to do the whole string. There I go. Just wasn't happy with it. I wanted it darker. So, yeah, if you're going to do this method, which is really, really great, if you have an odd color that you can't match or you don't have the color, then this is perfect. For something as simple as dark brown, I think I could have found an easier way to do this rather than have to travel tomorrow. I'm probably going to look like I have dead fingers. So I have no idea why I didn't cut this out. I started with Halloween ornaments, and I think I show you the one that I was working on. Yeah, there we go. I'm using Mod Podge, and then I do something that looks a little out of order, but I recommend it. I'm putting the Mod Podge down, and then I'm going to stick the paper to the CD. I haven't cut it out yet, and the reason for that is if I cut it out, it wouldn't be with that yarn in the back, and I would get the circle the wrong size. It would be a little bit too small, even if I cut it out, just to fit the CD. So I cut it later, and I didn't subject you to watching me trying to cut with dull scissors. So I went in and trimmed it up, and the final thing that I do is I am sticking the string on the edge. I'm using Crafter's Pick glue, any thick craft glue that grabs fairly quickly. I mean, Aileen's, I think she's got a fast tack glue that would work really well in this case. Helmar 450, as long as it dries clear, and that's the key to it. You just want it to dry clear. And then I'll tell you once again, I elevate this thing so that it dries more quickly, because again, it's like do something to it and then let it dry. And there it is, it's finished, almost. And there's the back. Now on the back of it, oh yeah, I forgot, where I have the string, the twine joining, I just cover it up with that little coil that I made. If you've got, I looked at flowers, I was going to put a little fabric flower there, or a little metal embellishment, anything that just kind of works with your ornament. Nothing I had really worked, so I just made it a little coil out of the twine and stuck it on there to sort of cover where it joins. And then I went in, and I don't know, I think I messed with it some more after that. I have no idea. Yep, there I was just going darker, darker. I'm trying to get everything dark enough. The last step was to go on, and there I'm just darkening. I used double stick tape to make the coil, and I just wanted to darken it around. I go in with the polymer acrylic, oh no, Mod Podge this time. Or, yeah, polymer acrylic. There we go. But you could use Mod Podge. I think that's what I was trying to remind myself. And I just put a coat on the back of it to seal that paper. It also helps glue that twine. It makes it a little bit more secure. And I made sure that I got all the way out to the twine all over the ornament and kind of saturated the back of it to get it, make sure that it was just secure. So yeah, this was actually, I didn't spend that long on this, but it took a while for the hurry up and wait for everything to dry. So if I was working with kids, I would just modify it so the kids didn't have to do the hurry up and wait for the drying bits, and to simplify it. But it was a lot of fun to do. It looks really pretty hanging on the wall, and it's another way to use CDs. And hopefully I show you the Halloween one that I was doing, and that's what gave me the idea for it. But life interfered. Yep, there we go, the witch's hat. And I changed some things. I didn't finish it. You can see the finished CD. But thanks, guys. Bye.